Hi, this is Majinoni. I have some reviews for you today. Daredevil End of Days, Age of Ultron, and Avengers. Let's take a look at Daredevil End of Days. Now, I'm not going to tell you what Mapone means, but what I will tell you is this. This was actually a very well-written book, and I don't know if I would actually get the trade of it, but I can say that I really enjoyed the ride. Now, while I did enjoy it, I will say that overall I thought it got kind of repetitive as how Ben kept going from person to person trying to figure out what that word meant. And when we finally get to see the ending and what that word was, what it relates to, I thought that the overall journey was well worth it, and it actually is the springboard to uh, a future for the new Daredevil. I thought I think there were parts to the ending though that I thought that could be a little bit stronger. Like for example, I did like the interaction between Daredevil and um, the Ben's kid, but I thought it just needed a tiny tweakage, and it would have been great. But if you look at it in the sense of this is classic Punisher, in that don't screw up, because if you do, I'm going to be there to kill you, and you need to grow some balls and leave them a gun. That all that was great. So my tweaking was just it's something that I can't really identify, but I think it just missing something. What I thought also was really lacking, though, was the Peter Parker interaction, because that was like, I guess you can say I was looking for the, don't worry, with great power comes great responsibility speech, but, there's no way Parker knows the secret about what's going on. So from that side of things, I can understand why it wasn't there, but I was actually just really waiting for it, because he always says that. But overall, like I said, I really, really did enjoy it. I'm very glad I picked it up overall. And I thought overall it was also just enjoyable seeing a future of a hero. Granted, this isn't going to be, set in stone that this is what happens, but I just liked seeing the evolution of the end, from beginning to end. Okay. Age of Ultron 10. I thought the beginning was really solid. I loved the explosion, the destruction of everything in New York. That was great. Just in the sense of it just showed that you don't tamper with history like you did without a consequence. And then it goes to Wolverine trying to fix things, with Tony going, you can't do that because you're going to really screw things up. And obviously you can tell that Wolverine actually uses his brain for a bit and figures out a way to, well, I'll word it this way, Hank Pym helps along the way in ways that we can't see, in the actual story itself. But they actually figure out a way to preserve time, but yet save everybody in the future. So this way we're going to get Hank Pym back. We might see some inconsistencies, some changes or something like that along the way. But I think Marvel did it in such a way where, you didn't have that reboot that everybody was afraid of. At least that's what I'm thinking so far. I mean, because we still have to see what the future holds. But I think, for the most part, it's going to be okay. Now, is this, would I say, a strong issue? Not by any sense of the word. It's not. It's not strong. It's not what I would call an incredible writing experience. This is what I call just a title that gets by to the ending type thing. It's I don't know. I mean, maybe depending upon how it ends, it it that will make me really appreciate the issue, but it's not leading up to that big bang that I was hoping for. Because it's kind of I guess what it's going to do is it's going to set it up, and then years in the future we get to see the payoff, and that's why I'm kind of in this really odd moment, and I don't know how much I'm going to appreciate it. And right now I'm teetering still in buying the trade because the hardcover is like $70 and it includes everything. You know, it's including all those miniseries. Sorry, not the miniseries, but the side stories that came out. So I'm really torn because I don't know if to look at it as a piece of history or do I really want to read it for enjoyment again, like, 10 years later. And the one thing, I don't want to spoil that part, but this part actually is relevant to the story, but unfortunately we don't see exactly what happens, and that upsets me. Okay, Avengers number 13. Okay. Mike does a fantastic job with art. It's, I can't help but enjoy it. It's I don't know. I guess you can say it's a leaps and bounds beyond what you would normally expect to see in a comic, and it's taking the comic form, from a younger audience to a little bit more older audience. Because I can't imagine like a 10-year-old appreciating what really goes into this art. So for that, I applaud. Now, the Avengers are basically having to do the standoff with the High Evolutionary because, he stole the kids and he's going to tamper with their evolution type thing. And I really, really enjoyed the dialogue between, like, Thor and Hyperion when Terminix appears. I thought, like, Thor's like, Hyperion, you better stand down for just a second. Go get those kids because, in case you haven't noticed, that's a giant, and I specialize in giants. And, Terminus actually takes care of Thor. And the best panel that I really, really, truly enjoyed was everything from Hyperion fighting the High Evolutionary to Hyperion figuring out what's going on and just flies right through Terminus's head. That was just like, holy crap, that was amazing. I would love to get this panel bigger, like, and have a nice, like, pencil, like original art for that. I just love that part. And for me, like I enjoyed the all-new X-Men with Uncanny X-Men, I'm really enjoying the dialogue between Thor and Hyperion. In a way, they're almost like brothers. And by brothers I mean, like comrades in arms. And the one thing that I know I'm not gonna. Some of you will get this, and some of you won't. The one thing that I fear the most about this book, and the one thing that I'm so grateful that anime fans, primarily girls, are not buying this book, because I guarantee you there would be drawings and fan fictions of people shipping these two characters. Let's get you a code. Here you go. Right here. And the cam is not cooperating. There we go. And I will get you another code. This one. Like the Facebook link, the Crunchyroll videos. If you have any comments or questions, let me know. Rate the video up. I have more reviews. I have a stack of books, so I'm going to have another review or two. I got previews. I got words to say about the DC moving covers, and that's coming up. So until next time.